Right, Roy. Obviously, you've been here before, but it's been a little bit of a little while. How are you feeling just the night before fight night?
Actually, feeling pretty good. Surprisingly, but I'm feeling pretty good.
How has this experience been getting back into shape, getting back into fight shape? How's it all been?
Been the craziest thing you ever could imagine, brother. Been really, really crazy, you know. Your body have a hard time holding up to all the strenuous work, but you know you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta take a little bit more time off, or a few more ice baths, a little more hot, cold treatment, and make it happen.
Is that something that you needed to be this age to know how to properly manage your body? Because when you were younger, would you have just pushed yourself and maybe hurt yourself?
Yeah, when I was young, I would have pushed myself, but at this point, you know that if you push yourself, you're gonna hurt yourself. So if you push yourself too much, you won't get an event.
Now the event's here, I think the lead up you've mentioned a couple of times has been sort of up and down for you. Now that the fight itself is here, are you able to put, you know, the 2-minute rounds out of your mind? Is it just about the fight itself now?
Just about the fight itself now.
With Mike, what are you expecting from him? Are you expecting the Mike that started out his career that knocked out Trevor Berbick, or are you expecting the Mike that didn't look that great in his last few fights and eventually retired on a stool? Which Mike Tyson are you expecting to fight tomorrow night?
I'm expecting that early Mike because he's rejuvenated. He's been out 15 years. What it's like to miss boxing. He realizes what he had, and he's seeking to get that back now. Because when he fought the last few fights he fought, he wasn't really in a mindset of being who he once was. His mindset had dwindled. The fight had dwindled. Now the fight is back. So now he has a desire to want to come out and be who he once was, do what he know he once could do. So with that being said, you got to expect a good Mike to come. I mean, you got to think about it, man. I seen Mike a few, probably about 2 years ago. Looked like he was about almost 250 pounds. Now he's 220. You don't think he's serious?
Let's talk about the serious conversation. I can't imagine how, for you and Mike, how frustrating it must be to put your bodies through a training camp and then right at the week of the fight, people are going to be like, it's not real this, it's not real that. Is that frustrating for you? And do you think the moment the fight starts, people are going to realize this is a real fight?
For us, we don't never look at it as not real. He knows I'm Roy Jones. Roy Jones come out there to do you bad. I know he's Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson come out there to take you out. So it's like, to us, none of that counts. We don't hear what they say. We don't even hear what the commission say. It's not our job. Our job is to go out and do what we do.
Do you anticipate having to spend maybe the first and second, maybe even third round just sticking and moving before?
Yeah, that's what I expect. I want to come out early. I have to figure out my ways and figure out my times to attack, but I do have to let him know that I'm there. But I want to try to work him into a couple rounds, get him started, then see how quick I can get him to fatigue. If I can get him to a fatigue situation, then I can work a lot better. But early, he's very dangerous, and he's probably going to be dangerous all night. Even when he's fatigued, he's dangerous. So
there are some guys, especially if they're a bit smaller than you, if you want to fatigue them, you can lean on them, get in the clinch and sort of pull them down. But for him, he's obviously a bigger guy, and he's much more explosive. Is that sort of off the cards for you, or do you think you have the strength to hold him in the clinch and try and pull on his body and get the lactic acid going?
I do have to hold him on the clinches and try to get the lactic acids going because he's very dangerous when he's at his own distance. So you either got to get all the way up on him or all the way away from him.
Is it different fighting a guy like Mike because you watched him in his prime, you know every combination he has, right? We know the punches he likes. So does that make it easier for you knowing, like, well, if this left hook's coming, the uppercut's probably coming after, or does it just make no difference at all?
It makes no difference because you know it, but you don't know what speed he's going to be at. And that speed will be determined by who he is that particular night, how he's feeling that night. So it's like, he know my combination somewhat too, but he don't know what speed or velocity I'm going to throw him at because I'm an off-speed thrower. You know what I mean? So you never know which one will have a zip on it, which one's not. Same with him.
Do you think in the build-up to this, obviously because he hasn't boxed for so long and because he was such a big celebrity in his prime, do you think people are sort of underestimating you, or sort of it's like the Tyson show and you're not getting the respect that you deserve?
I don't really know. I don't really care because for me, I know I got to go out and be the best me that I can possibly be. And that's all my goal is. So what people think about it, y'all must have forgot.
I know tomorrow night comes first, but there's a guy you've long wanted to box called Silva. Mm-hmm. He's now out of the UFC. He's a free agent. Is that something you would be interested in?
If this goes well tonight, I'm almost positive that will probably be the next thing we do because he's been wanting it, I've been wanting it, so this got to go great first.
Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.